Fitness coming at you guys with another video today. Today we're going to be talking about what to do after you have a week off from the gym. Now this week off could be for any reasons, vacation, sickness, busyness at work, whatever. When you take a week off from the gym, there are steps that you can take to make your return to exercise a bit easier and a bit more ideal. So we are going to break down what happens on a week off, what the best way is to ease your way back into training, and why this is important. So anyway, let's get started. So, first things first, what happens when you take a week off from the gym? Well, not a whole lot. You're not gonna lose, tons of muscle mass, you're not gonna lose all your hard-earned work, so on and so forth. So, put that out of your mind first. Okay, what does happen though is your body will slightly detrain. Now this does not mean that you're getting any weaker, it just means that your body sensitizes to stress a little bit. So because you're not asking anything rigorous of your body when you're not in the gym, your body is going to detrain from that stress a little bit because again, stress causes adaptation in the body. So when it's not experiencing that stress, it will detrain a little bit. So because your body is more sensitive to stress, it will be more sensitive to training. And that means that anything you do is going to make you a little bit more tired, is going to make you a little bit more sore. One of the things that does happen after a week of no high intensity activity is your peak oxygen uptake actually drops a little bit, so you'll feel a little bit more winded when you get back to training. However, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, and taking a week off every now and then can be good for your mental state, especially if you're going on vacation and you just want to enjoy yourself, relax, whatever. It's not imperative that you do train. However, getting back to training the right way can definitely improve your long-term outcomes. So if you take the right steps when you return to training, it will make you less sore, it will make the week easier, and it will definitely improve your long-term outcomes. So the question is, what are the right steps to take when you get back to training? What are the right steps to take when easing yourself back into training? Well, number one, all right, we want to lower the overall volume and intensity of whatever you're doing that week. So let me break that down a little bit. Let's say normally when you go to the gym and you do, let's say the bench press exercise, let's say your typical split is you do 5 sets of 5 reps, ascending in weight. What you might do instead is instead of doing 5 sets of 5 reps, ascending in weight, you could do 3 sets of 5 reps, all at the same weight at a moderate intensity. Okay, the reason why we want to lower overall volume and intensity is it allows your body to recover a little bit better from the stress of training. Now, if you listen to what I said a couple minutes ago, when you do take a week off, your body does desensitize to stress a little bit. So the last thing we want to do is give it the exact same dosage of stress that it's used to because it will have detrained slightly. So it's a little bit more efficient. Instead of doing 5 sets on every exercise, maybe drop that to 4 or 3. Instead of taking every set to 3 to 4 reps within failure, maybe we go 4 to 5 reps or 5 to 6 reps away from failure. Basically, everything that you are doing when you are going back to the gym is going to be slightly less. A good rule of thumb is maybe do about 2/3 of what you normally do. So if you normally do 5 sets, cut that down to 3 sets, and so on and so forth. Okay, the second thing that we want to do is we want to ease ourselves back into training. The reason why easing yourself back in is important is, again, remember what I said a few minutes ago. Your body is going to desensitize to stress. So if you go, and a lot of times this will happen, I see it all the time, I used to do it myself when I was younger in my training career, is you have a week off, maybe it's vacation, and you eat all this extra food, and you're like, man, I gotta go in and I gotta crush it at the gym, I had a week off, I gotta, hammer my body and make up for it. That is a not great idea, okay? And again, here is why. You're probably going to feel pretty good the first day you go back to the gym. It's not guaranteed that you're gonna feel good, but because you've had the week off, your body has had a chance to rest, recuperate, heal all your tissues, so on and so forth. So when you go into the gym, you might end up feeling really good and hey, I'm ready to crush myself. Here is the problem. You have to train for the rest of the week. So let's say you go in on Monday and you do a nice full body workout or whatever, you might still be sore from that full body workout by Friday or Saturday. So if you go in and you wreck yourself, you are now costing yourself several days of positive training. Whereas if you go in and you ease yourself back in one day at a time, you'll be able to have several productive sessions without being completely wrecked. So we want to ease ourselves back in, that way you have productive sessions all the way throughout the week instead of having one really great session and then 4 really bad sessions before the following week. Okay? Now the third thing that I will say here is listen to your body to a degree. So again, remember, if we have a week off, your body's probably going to feel pretty fresh. So if you go in and you're like, man, I feel prime today, like I could set a PR, you very well might be able to do that. However, you might pay for it by costing yourself other effective training days or just by being really, really, really sore from the workout itself. So try to listen to your body. You know, if you're going into a set and it feels like it's a little bit heavy or it feels like it's a little bit closer to failure than other things, maybe take it down a notch. And I will say that people fall on opposite ends of the spectrum, at least in my experience, when they have a week off. So for example, if I take a week off from the gym, I usually feel like garbage coming back in. I haven't moved around a lot, my joints don't feel good, all the other things. There are some people that take a week off from the gym and they feel phenomenal. However, when they push themselves to the brink of failure, they feel like crap for 4 or 5 days afterwards. So try to listen to your body, try to think about the next day's session or the next couple days and what you have to do, what your training program entails, and just try to set yourself up for success when doing that, because again, if you've been training for a while, you know that one session is not going to make or break your training career. It's about stringing productive sessions back to back. So is it really worth it to go into the gym and kill yourself just to feel good for one day and then feel crappy for 4 or 5? Probably not. It's probably a better idea to have 4 or 5 nice moderate sessions and then get back into really hard training the following week. So this is what we've talked about, what are the right steps to take. The next thing that I want to cover is, why is this important? So, if you've gotten this far, maybe the question in your mind is, why does this matter? Why is it important? Why can't I just go back in and get back to my regular training? The truth is, you can. You don't have to take the advice of this video. What I am saying in this video is that this is a more efficient way to return to training rather than just diving right back in. And efficiency in the big picture is very important. So that is the first thing that I want you to do when thinking about why this is important. Is think about the big picture of your training, okay? Again, remember what I said. It's not about having one really superhuman session. It's about having several good sessions strung together over a long period of time that creates success in the fitness realm, okay? So think about your training as a big picture. While it might be fun and great to come back to the gym after a week off and be like, man, I'm gonna hammer my training, I'm gonna kill it, you will probably pay for that choice over the next week or 2, and that can cost you more valuable training time rather than just the week that you've been off. Whereas if you ease yourself back into it, you can have a productive first week, and then once you're resensitized to that stress load, you can start to push really hard the following week after. Okay? Remember that that first session is gonna be very taxing if you kill yourself. Okay? So the better that you can recover from that first session, the more productive training that can be done in that week or 2-week period, depending upon how long it affects you for. Okay? So when you're thinking about what to do when you get back to the gym, just ask yourself, all right, this might feel really good, but how am I going to recover from this session? What do my other sessions this week look like? What do I have to do? Is this going to impair my ability to do what I have to do for the rest of the week? Okay? And the thing is, this reduces the overall fatigue and stress load on the body. So what that means is that you're probably going to feel better the day after, okay? One of the things that is super, super annoying and one of the areas of pushback that I get from a lot of newer clients is, I felt so sore after session 1, or I felt so sore after week 1. If you come back after a week off and you just absolutely destroy your body, you're going to get a similar level of soreness to when you first started training. It might not be as bad, but it's going to be pretty rough. So this reduces that overall fatigue and stress load. You're going to feel better the day after. Your body's going to recover better from the session. So the reason why this is important is it's just a good way to ease yourself back into training after you've taken some time off. And now the longer that you take off from the gym, like these rules, they're not just, it's not just a 1 week and that's the only time you can use this. These rules apply for any time that you take time off from training, and the longer time off that you take, the less you want to do when you come back. So If you're used to doing 5 sets on something and you take a month off, maybe you only need to do 2 sets of that exercise when you come back at a nice low intensity and just kind of ease yourself back in over time. So anyway, that is our video for today. I hope that all of you learned something. If you did, be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can also follow me on Instagram. My handle is @pat_IF personal training. Again, that's @pat_IF personal training. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, stay strong.